Hello, a huge update today. Linea Tokenomics is finally out. Hello, and welcome to Web3 Insights. My name is Ray, and today we're going to talk about Linea TGE. So it's a very good day today because finally the tokenomics for Linea are finally out. This promise from last week. So that's what we're going to discuss today. And without wasting much time, let's jump into it. Okay, so today we received this announcement, okay, that the tokenomics are out, okay. So what I'll do is, so this is the post coming from Linea telling us about, the token that is out now. And there's more details on their blog. So I think that's the best place to go on their blog. So let's just go there. Okay, so you can see, so this is actually, the blog for Linea. You can also access it through the main website. So this is the Linea website. All you need to do is you would come down here and come to the blog. All right. So that's another way to access it. Takes you to the same place. So those are actually it's worth coming here once in a while just to check, because that's where they put all the upcoming developments and all that. So in this case we're gonna look at this blog here. Okay, right, so this is the Linea Tokenomics, and so basically they describe the chain. So now, what is the Linea token, right? So it's not a gas token because it's an L2. They will continue using ETH as the gas that's used. At the moment, it won't have any governance rights. Okay, so in other words, you're not going to use it for voting or all of that. No Linea tokens have been allocated or sold to employees or investors. So ConsenSys software will retain 15% of the tokens with a 5-year period unlock. So in other words, there's no VCs instead. Okay. Instead, a portion of ETH revenue defined as L2 fees after layer 1 cost is used to buy and burn Linea. Linea is to fund builders, users, liquidity providers, and Ethereum public goods. Linea is earned by participating in the network's growth. Access is granted through use, not capital. And then now they go on to discuss the token. So there's going to be a total of 72 billion Linea tokens. Okay, and they said this is 1,000 times the initial supply of ETH. Okay. All right, so what I'll do is I'll put links in the description. I don't want to do all this reading for you, so let's focus on the basics, like on the main things, right? So so this pie chart is going to help us understand the allocation, which I think is most interesting to us as we are hunting for that airdrop. So 85% is going to the ecosystem, right? So 75% of the tokens will go to ecosystem growth, public goods, and R&D, research and development. Then 15% is going to ConsenSys treasury, okay? And 10% is the early contributors. And this portion, this 10%, is the airdrop portion. Okay, so now let's move on to understand. So 10%, and then they say here early users. So early contributors 10%. So early users receive tokens from an allocation equal to 9% of token supply to be airdropped and fully unlock the TGE. TGE, right? So that's actually 9%, right? Now, eligibility of all airdrop recipients will be determined. Actually, let me highlight this part is important because I know most of us will want to know how we are going to be eligible. So eligibility for all airdrop recipients will be determined by using a range of activity-based metrics, including LXP and on-chain metrics designed to recognize authentic usage and meaningful ecosystem participation. Full details and individual eligibility will be revealed uh, via the official eligibility checker prior to TGE. Okay, so you see there are keywords here. Yeah, I actually thought only LXP holders, I mean those people with LXP are the ones that are going to be eligible, but it says here now in the Tokenomics, as they've been revealed that a, a range of activity-based metrics, including LXP and on-chain metrics, are designed to recognize authentic usage and meaningful ecosystem participation. So in other words, what they're saying is, unlike what we was being said on Twitter, so it's not only LXP, those people who did the LXP campaign, they are going to look at many other metrics like early users, with whatever way you participated. All right. So whether you were active in maybe Discord or you did some tasks, you see that's one way of contributing. But there's also people who were actually doing on-chain activities, maybe swapping or bridging, liquidity provision. There's lots that's gone, or maybe you were just using a DEX, or maybe you were using the lending protocols. So there's a lot, or maybe you were doing like NFT stuff. So I think this is quite I like this so far, but with these airdrops, you just don't know eventually what comes out. But if they're gonna look at all these different metrics, that sounds quite fair. All right. And then, so I thought it's 10%, but it's actually 9 for airdrop. Then alongside the user airdrop, 1% of the Linea token supply is reserved for strategic builders across Linea ecosystem. Fully unlock the TGE. This includes core applications and communities. Okay, so that 1% and the airdrop to early users, they are all fully unlocked at TGE. Okay. And then they talk about how the distribution formula, blah blah blah. Then ecosystem fund, they've mentioned that's 75%, and then ConsenSys treasury. So 15% of the token supply is allocated to ConsenSys treasury. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this part and so that you do your own reading. So circulating supply at TGE. At TGE, approximately 22% of the token supply, which is about 15 billion Linea, will be circulating. This includes the early contributor airdrop, ecosystem activation programs, liquidity provisioning allocations. All other categories remain locked or vest over time. In other words, only this 22% is being released at TGE. Linea reinforces ETH and Linea value through its unique dual ban mechanism. So there's going to be a banning mechanism, and they talk about governance, how it's going to work. But anyway, I'll put links in the description below because I don't want to make this a very long video. Moving on. So I did talk about this. This is actually from Linea X account. So yeah, if you're not already following them, you might want to come and follow for more updates. And then this is Linea Universe. I like this account because they always kind of spot on on Linea activities. So on the page, Linea has officially released this tokenomics. Total supply of tokens is 85% ecosystem, 75 to that. Well, he's got they've got also the same metrics here. Then so now I know some people have some LXP. So to check how much LXP you've got, you can use this Dune. You can just come here. I'll try and put links in the description. All you need is paste your address here, and it will tell you how much you've got. All right. For those who've got LXP-L open block, I'll put links as well. Again, all you need to do is come down here, put your what you call it, your address, and you should see your points like like here. Of course, they always show like the highest, so you can see the person with the most LXP points, blah blah blah. And sometimes it even tells you if you're an early contributor, yes or no, and all that. So that's for those people with LXP and LXP-L. I'll put links in the description. Then the other part is proof of humanity. All right, so again, you'd put your address here. I'll put links, and then it will tell you if you've done that. Okay, it will tell you here you've completed proof of humanity. Okay, if you haven't done that, you can actually just do one of them. I think it's normally 3 of these tasks. You see, like for my one, I did this one, and yeah, so it's just 3 tasks. And we're not sure yet whether snapshot has been taken or what. So there's nothing wrong. If you haven't done it, just come and do it. Okay, you lose nothing. Okay, so yeah, um, so that's basically end of video. Wanted to keep it short because it's an agent update. So that's it. Um, that's it. So yeah, now we now know definitely that the token is coming, because as they said, uh, after TG. So now the next announcement is the airdrop checker, and they said the airdrop checker will come before TGE. Right. So that's it then. Thank you for for watching. If you're here, and like and subscribe. I'll see you next time when I bring another video. So I think the following videos, I want to try and bring you some projects that I think are gonna do quite well when this launches. Also there's a new DEX, that they have launched. We'll discuss that in the next video. All right. So yeah, thank you, and like and subscribe. See you next in the next video.